And there we go again for game number 2 in the best of 3. Dream Team 168 versus TCN, the Romanians, and they lost their game number 1. It didn't really work out, not in the team fights, not in the farm, like especially the Wraith King, he did not have enough for whatever was coming there. Dream Team, and Dream Team, they had the right feeling about their momentum, they had the pushing potential, 2 Necrobooks, Exorcism, it was just too much. Like the only way was really to nuke down that Death Prophet, but Death Prophet, it just didn't want to die. He just didn't want to die, and either way, so 1-0 at the moment for Dream Team, and let's see what they draft for game number 2. My name is Haflamok, and casting with me is Grandis. Let's hop into the draft.
Yeah, definitely. Well, starting out from Dream Team 168, they're going to ban out the Doom and Trinity Protectors, so we're not going to see Doom again this game, and rightfully so. I think he's definitely worthy of that first ban slot in this current patch. And Signal's going to take out the Ancient Apparition as well as the Brewmaster. I don't know, Ancient Apparition, not sure how I feel about it as a first ban. It really depends on the team, and I know Dream Team 168 do like running their Ancient Apparition and are very comfortable with it, so it makes sense here. And well, a hero we didn't see at all last game, the Mirana, going to be first picked up by Signalis.
Yep, Mirana first pick is always something where there has to be a master plan behind it. I have always the feeling, at least. It's, I don't know, you maybe want to force the enemy into picking something specific, so maybe we're going to see a Shadow Demon coming out by Dream Team, but no. It is a Vengeful Spirit again and the Tusk. That means TCN gets their Shadow Demon through. We have the combination we were looking for. So very old school Mirana, Shadow Demon. And yes, I call it already old school because, I mean, the times of 6.8, this couple was already successful and popular. Now we're kind of a lot of weeks behind that meta already and still being picked here and there, even in the pro scene. But also, of course, new heroes on the rise. We have the Tusk, and yesterday I think with you I casted the Tusk, or with someone else, I'm not sure, but it's a damn annoying ability, this Snowball. It's pretty much invulnerable. Say that word for me.
Invulnerability. It's
exactly,
like putting somebody in there.
That's what I mean.
There we go.
He's invulnerable for quite a long time alone in the Snowball, and the good thing about the Snowball, if you do it, I mean, there's up and downsides for the Snowball. Like if you trigger him, then of course he's fast going to the target and it's additional stun, something you can also do melee and range, doesn't really matter. But if you're holding back on the trigger, which came now in 6.81, then yeah, it gives you like really this invulnerable phase, which is so annoying for the enemy. Sometimes they risk staying longer around, etc. You have no idea where the Snowball is going. But yeah, let's see what else we got.
Well, the draft has proceeded very quickly after those first couple of picks, and I don't know, Dream Team 168 are pretty much the only team that I've seen consistently pick up Tusk this patch, and I quite like it. But enough about the Tusk, we'll see him pretty soon. Jakiro Razor are going to be the next 2 pickups for them, and I think this Tusk Vengeful Spirit Jakiro is going to be their tri-lane. Possibly offensive, I'm not sure. I don't know, yet again, favoring this Vengeful Spirit, and I think this is another core Vengeful Spirit played by Blow Your Brain.
Yep. It definitely looks like it. I mean, I was quite surprised, and the funny thing is we didn't spot it out in the draft. We saw it as soon as the laning happened, that this is going to be like a farm and Vengeful Spirit. I mean, to be honest, like damage-wise and everything, it didn't have too much of an impact, but when it comes to the plays, the stuns, all the timing, the fact that he was so high level due to the farming, the swaps and everything, it was just perfect. It worked out, and also Vengeful Spirit with a nice base strength gain is becoming quite tanky as her level grow, so it's all fine. But yeah, Jakiro Razor. For the Razor, I like it already because we have Ice Path, we have the Snowball, we have the Magic Missile already as a setup, as well as of course bringing targets really close to the Razor with the swap, so that the Razor has like guaranteed leeching his damage up. It's absolutely insane when he goes for like a full leech, 4 points in it. I don't know, it's just sick, especially when he starts to right click after. But on the other side, of course, we have the Mirana Shadow Demon combination. We already mentioned that. Now we also have another huge ultimate, of course, the Ravage. Timing the Ravage, when and where to use, is pretty much key in this game. And on top of that, also we have another nice ultimate, the Puck. Maybe he's also the nice setup for the Tidehunter with a proper Dream Coil on multiple targets. The Tide has, of course, an easier way because the targets they can choose between running away from the Tide, breaking the Dream Coil, being stunned, or staying there and maybe being stunned by the Ravage. So let's see how this goes. Also very important, of course, is the Puck for the Raining Rift. So you can maybe nuke down Tusk or Vengeful Spirit before they come out with their spells.
Yeah, definitely. Seed Nullis, however, I don't know, neither of these teams really have any huge late game potential from any of these picks. A lot of their damage is focused, at least on Seed Nullis' side, on the magic damage coming out from Mirana early is really where she shines, Tidehunter and Puck similarly. And on Dream Team 168, it's a lot of physical damage, but still it doesn't scale particularly well late.
Yep, no. Doesn't. And well, we have the last bans coming out now. After the Enchantress and the Invoker, we had our Shaker, and on the other side was already some cores being banned out. And yeah, I think they go very well with this because Dream Team, they like their pushing heroes. So, well, the Lycan and the Death Prophet being out. Sorry, my voice is just. Where was my voice suddenly? Anyway, Lycan and the Death Prophet, yeah, the push potential is getting. Yeah, they're getting rid of this, and the Luna, well, okay, I think this was just a random, let's ban another core. But yeah, Faceless Void it is, but I'm not sure if I like it. Because the Tusk can't really do anything into the Chrono except for his Ice Shards. Of course we have the Trachero, that's one buff as well as the Macropire going in there. We have the Razor, but there it depends a bit the positioning, if he gets the Static Link completely. If it's too far on the other side of the Chrono, he can't really get the Static Link up, but of course, he still has the Plasma Field and everything else, so there's quite some external damage coming in. The Vengeful Spirit, well, he can at least provide the Wave of Terror. That's pretty much all he can do into the Chrono, unless really some target is on the edge of the Chrono where he can damage from the outside to the inside. But let's see, I mean, we saw already today one Faceless Void in our GG League game on Half-Life 1. And it worked out just perfectly. Mantis was playing it, and it was just, yeah. Next KZ, or now known as X Game, they did an awesome job on the Faceless Void. He had like 4 or 5 Chronos in a row where he got like 3, 4 players sometimes, and they just nuked them down. A lot of external damage. But there they actually had an Invoker with Sunstrike, Deafening Blast, and Meteor combination.
I don't know, I think I'm okay with Faceless Void here. It really depends on if they're able to get the proper initiation off, however, with the Chronosphere. If they are, Dream Team 168 can be very scary, but on the side of Seed Nullis, they're going to pick up a Chen. They have a lot of synergy between their heroes, in particular Mirana, Shadow Demon, and Chen. There's a lot of killing potential there. Disruption into the War Stomp from Centaurs with Arrow follow-up. That lane can be fairly scary, and Shadow Demon and Chen as a roaming duo works pretty well as well. But I'm not sure how well they're going to be able to deal with this aggression coming up from Dream Team 168 early, and if they will be able to handle Faceless Void if he does get farmed later on.
Yeah, no, I don't understand the TCN draft. I don't understand the last pick here, because DT on a greed scale, they are like way above measurement compared to TCN. Like, who is going to do the damage? The problem with the Mirana is Mirana needs quite some time till she dishes out damage. The Razor, his damage is pretty much based on how much he gets from the Static Link, so he can even do a lot of damage just by his magical damage with the Plasma Field, where we sometimes nowadays, even in the pro scene, see players going for that build. But I don't know, then if anything is going wrong here in this game, then DT will get their farm and their greediness will pay off, so that means they will get a lot of farm on those 2 cores, and I don't think the TCN can do anything against it. Like a Puck, I don't know, even going for a very farm Puck with a Dagon or something, you can take 1 out, and then still, as long as the Void is alive, as long as the Razor is alive, it's really dangerous. But we're gonna introduce the players really fast before they will find anything with their smoke. We have, of course, ZXC now here playing the Faceless Void, and the 4 being grouped up. Tusk, played by PDG. Afterlife here on a Vengeful Spirit. And who did I forget? 2 more. Of course, Thunder here on the Jakiro, and Blow Your Brain. We already saw him on the Vengeful Spirit with very nice plays, especially that swap we saw on the tier 2 bottom. That was really amazing. That's one of the highlights, I think, in the last game.
Yeah, well, and on the side of Seed Nullis, we're going to have Arias playing on the Tidehunter, heading towards the mid lane. A very interesting lane choice. We'll get back to that. On the Puck, Mirana's going to be taken up by Kix, Shadow Demon by Be Water, my friend, and I'm not sure how to say that name. Playing on the Chen. Sorry about that. Okay.
Bratislava. Yeah.
Okay.
So I can help you as a European there.
Well, thanks a lot.
It's a Slavonian name. It's quite the K or like Inski uh, endings. They're quite common in the Slavonic region. But either way, back to the game. As you already said, in the mid we're gonna have a Tidehunter versus a Razor, and yeah, the Tidehunter is gonna get harassed all the time by this wonderful ability, Static Link. I used to hate Razor, but the more I actually cast him, the more I like to love him. But our first arrow actually connects here on the Vengeful Spirit. Now it's all about the right clicks, but I don't think they have enough. Nope, they have to already go back. But this is exactly what they need a lot more of. But Chen, oh, he was in the enemy jungle, and now, oh my god, there's some right clicks, of course, as well as Liquid Fire coming out on him, but also not enough. So in the end, the first two actions here were more or less just harass.
Pretty much, and already you can sort of see the problem with Seednollis' draft. All that they have is that disruption in the arrow. There's really no follow-up after that. Once they get some points in the Starfall, maybe they'll be able to get some kills, but I don't know, the right-click damage just isn't there. Chen is also going to make a very long rotation back into his own jungle, and well, he's going to be farming very slowly, and it's not going to be able to gank with this Wild Ring Ripper picked up early, so I'm not sure how much effect this Chen is really going to have on this game.
No, he's also not using it to harass the Razor out, so the Tidehunter on the rise has a bit more space. He's actually using it just to get that camp down here. Like, I don't know, using the Tornado there, maybe also not the most effective way of farming. I think by right-clicking everything you would have been faster, but okay, that's different points in Chen playstyle. But either way, there's one ward, yeah, and he actually discovers it right away. This ward here, it's a very, how can I say it, very standard ward if you want to play block that main camp. But in the meantime, we have the Shadow Demon. They made a rotation. Mirana Shadow Demon suddenly on this lane. That means ZXC, of course, he has to go back. He's fearing that disruption arrow combination. And Wern now is being in the offlane. So nice swap around here by TCN, but I don't know if that's too effective, actually.
Yeah, neither am I. I know the Chinese really favor this offlane Void. Was watching like DK Newbie play, and it's a very high priority pick for them. Just getting the level 6 and setting up kills with the Chronosphere, and Dream Team don't have the hugest amount of follow-up. But once they do have the level 6 on Void, he should be able to make something happen. I don't know, I think I'd rather have him farming than the Vengeful Spirit, and we might look for a little bit of a lane swap. I'm not sure who else you'd stick to farm in this bottom lane, however, so maybe they'll just keep the Faceless Void as he is.
Yep, I don't know. I mean, it kind of depends. I mean, in the game we casted already today in the GG League, like Next KC or X Game rather. I'm not getting used to the new name they have, but they used the Void like not as actually a damage dealer as such. Oh, Wern maybe in trouble. The Ice Shard's coming out, but yeah, he's just taking a nice turn there and yeah, making it out. But either way, they used the Void really just as a utility hero to provide the Chrono.
Oh, Snowball up in the top lane. He's already thrown out the Illusory, but he's way too far back, that Snowball. Yeah, there's no way to stop it once you do start at one of the downsides of having a Snowball, and PGG is going to eat a couple of tower shots for his trouble.
Yep, that's quite a lot of tower shots actually. I mean, he has to use at least 2 or 3 tangos to get full HP on this one again, so that was not really worth it, but in the end they don't care. It's a tri-lane. He can stay back and just chill a bit.
Yeah, and also, since they are close to the tower, the Liquid Fire harass towards the Tier 1 is going to start beginning from the Jakiro. And one of the big strengths of the hero, I would say, is being able to put some pressure on those Tier 1 towers early if you favor the Liquid Fire build. And it seems to be working out. Not really a whole lot that the Puck can do about that, and Puck is zoned out decently far.
Yep, absolutely. Like the Liquid Fire harass, it's quite effective actually, because even on the lower levels it does quite significant damage, and there's nothing you can do if you're a tower. But no, it's just coming out, but he decides to not go even for more. He goes for 1-1-1 build at the moment, so he has all the utilities a Jakiro can bring. I'm not a big fan of it. Like, we sometimes see the Liquid Fire Ice Path build coming out, and I'm more I favor this one more, because Liquid Fire as such, the reduced cooldown on it, I mean, it scales quite well actually, because it's 20, 15, 10 and 4. You want to reach that 4-second cooldown that you can spam it all the time, and the Ice Path points in it is just there to keep, of course, things in place, which helps your team a lot more than this breath. Like, in rare cases we see the breath actually doing significant damage. But let's see.
Oh, in middle lane we have a static link going the way of Arise. PGG not really in range to throw anything out, just some harass going the way of the Tidehunter. But with 42 damage stolen, really not a whole lot that he can do in this lane. And PGG just says hi and then backs off of the middle lane.
Yeah, I mean, Arise with this damage stolen on a Tidehunter, he hits less, pretty much, or he hits pretty much as much as a melee creep. It's really sad. Like, he has 20 damage left, and that is exactly 21 is the damage of a melee creep, like his base damage. So yeah, if he steals just this bit, and this is only level 1 static link because he goes for a plasma field build. Oh my god, there's a
Ravage in middle lane, they're rotating in with the Chen. He's not getting in range for the Centaur, however, and looks like Razor will be able to back off with the Eye of the Storm. Pop Centaur stun going to be completely off the mark, and he's just going to feed that one. Actually, Blurry Brain didn't get the last hit, but either way, failed gank and use of the Ravage for the first time is very unfortunate for Team Seed Nolus.
Yeah, I mean, it was worth the try, but still, it's really too bad. There was like 2 steps for the Centaur Conqueror missing to get actually in range for this one, but oh well, as I said, it was worth a try. In the meantime, I mean, Shakiro, well, he's actually going for a dual pref build. Like, I'm so surprised by this. They have really the opportunity to do significant damage to this tower, but he went for 2 points in dual pref. That's experimental at best, to be honest. Like, I don't agree with this, but let's see. In the meantime, we have the Void. He's level 4, but he's rotating in mid. What does he want to do there?
Honestly, I'm not sure. He has the Time Walk, but that's about it. Still no level 6 on Void, and no way that they'll be killing this Tidehunter. He'll just back off.
And he's been spotted out now by this Hellbear Smasher.
Oh, up in top, a Magic Missile is going to land onto Puck. Didn't have the phase shift, and nice Ice Path to follow up, and now the Snowball. They'll be able to draw First Blood in this top lane. Unfortunately for the Puck, he didn't have the Illusory Orb. Threw it out to farm, I believe.
Yeah.
And that's what you really can't afford to do when you're an off-lane Puck.
That's the biggest problem. I mean, Moonlight Shadow came out here by the Mirana, but it didn't help him in the end, so... Well, First Blood. It was about time. I mean, we were 7 minutes into the game, so this First Blood, well done here by DT. They finally got word on this Puck, but let's see. I mean, at the moment, the good thing is he's coming back just to deny the tower here. So the first tower going down will be the tier 1 top, but it is a deny, so yep. Besides that bonus gold of the First Blood, they lost also a lot of gold just by having this deny. And in the meantime, we have Chen here, but he's not even using the Alpha Wolf to attack. He's just putting it on the Mirana for the aura and everything, but sure, why not? And there's the cliff and the rotations.
ZXC might be in a little bit of trouble. Still doesn't have his level 6. Shadow Demon might be caught out in a little bit of a pickle here. Just for the disruption. Now the Time Walk. Snowball coming out from PGG. They'll be able to get 1 kill. Now the Magic Missile going the way of the Chen. He's falling low, but so is the Tusk. That Test of Fate damage is too much for him to handle. And now it looks like Mirana will be safe. Still has the leap if things go too south. And, well, Tier 1 tower is saved, but, yeah, not in deny range just yet, so...
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. No, this was not really good. I don't know. I'm actually lacking words. I actually thought they will make it out after the disruption, but the Shadow Demon was then slowed by the Time Lapse, which is also a very interesting build, by the way. Like a Faceless Void, like a free 1/1 build at the moment. So that's But this actually provided a slow, so the Snowball was catching up on the Shadow Demon, so he couldn't do anything. That poor guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty used to seeing 2 points in the Time Walk just for the initiation from Chronosphere. But yeah, putting 3 is kind of interesting. It does slow movement as well as attack speed, so getting that
the disruption. In an arrow, but the arrow will even miss it. Now they will just turn it around. There is the Snowball.
Magic
Look
Missile,
at it.
here comes the Snowball. On to B-Water, my friend. It is going to connect. Doesn't have anybody else to follow that up, however, and PGG will be able to back off. Ice Path going to be off the mark. They will slow him up and drop the Ice Shards. Dream Coil will land on 2. PGG falling fairly low and should die here. Magic Stick Charges will keep him alive on the backlines, and he'll be able to survive. And the one who's in trouble is Shadow Demon, just caught in a bad spot and will be cleaned up. PGG going to throw himself in the Snowball. They're going on the Puck. He's so low, however. I think he's just going to die here. They might be able to get the Puck in return. Will the stun land? It's going to be base shift dodge, and now the Ravage going to land on the poor PGG. He'll be the first to die. They'll get the Jakiro as well, and now Warrior Brain going to be a full retreat. He's going to be silenced up by the Puck, but the Add the Storm just doing too much damage towards the Puck. Now with the Illusory Orb, a Gush coming out from the Tidehunter, and a couple more attacks will be enough. He's bottling up 6 charges, and finally the Anchor Smash will be enough to get that kill.
Last Plasma Field was so close, but yeah, what a 4 from back, but now they have to be careful. There will be a... No, not in range.
Going to be matted up, and now the arrow to follow up. Afterlife in a little bit of trouble. The Test of Faith as well as the Starfall. They'll be able to get the kill on the Pendulum Spirit. Not sure what he was doing there.
No, he was greedy. He was like, Tide, I get you. Like, that magic missile would have killed the Tide. We would have maybe seen a swap into magic missile, but this is a level 1 swap. So that was very optimistic by him. Very, yeah, very optimistic. I don't find any better word for this.
Tide is still incredibly low. We'll find a double damage rune to replenish his bottle. And, well, Deny coming out from the Chikiro, nicely done in the bottom lane. So far, the tower trade is exactly even for both teams, both losing their offlane tower and both towers being denied.
Yep, it's so, yeah, it's quite even. Actually, it's very even if you look at it. We have 5-5 on the scoreboard. We have both towers that went down. They are both denied, but now I look the first time already in the graphs, and there it is. Like, TCN at the moment has some XP advantage after this fight, and well, in gold, it's quite even. It's pretty much a roller coaster with each and every fight. Like, sort of the graph is changing the direction. But let's see. I think DT, they want to go for more liquid fire now, level 2.
PGG, he's looking for somebody to catch in the snowball. He's very aggressively positioned here. We'll just pull the creep aggro off to secure some more damage onto this tier 1 tower. But eventually they will decide to stop following the Tusk. And, well, PGG will back off, and for now, looks like that's going to be about it. ZXC is split pushing a little bit up in the top lane, but needs to be careful. Has the Chronosphere as well as 3 points up in the Time Walk, should he need to use them.
Yep. But I still don't understand this build by the Jack Hero. Like, it really baffles me. Like, this is level 2 liquid fire after level 2 dual breath. Like, if that was level 3...
Centaur Stun going to land on PGG. The Ice Path will delay things, and, well, a little bit of hype for nothing. All 3 of the Chen creeps were there, and yet another tower deny. Every tower that's fallen has been denied this game. Tier 1 tower in the mid will fall.
If this was level 3 liquid fire, as it's at his disposal, he just... I don't know if that dual breath was a misclick, but this would have been the first tower they got because of the additional damage. But now, oh, the Tide Hunter... He faked the Ravage cast. Like, I think he wanted to get the time-lapse out by the Void, but yeah, he didn't use it. But in the background there is Warren already waiting, but no Blink Dagger. That's the biggest problem. But of course they could go with maybe a Dream Call. No, they can't. I mean, it's nighttime, but Warren, I think, yeah, he was seen now.
In mid, Snowball, all 3 of them are going in. That's a very fast Snowball onto the Chen. The creeps are there, Ice Shards to follow up. Where did the Chen go and all that? Looks like he was disruption. A little bit of graphical bug on my side. And God being thrown on ZXC. Gets a nice chrono onto 2 heroes. They just don't have enough follow-up here, and nobody's doing any damage. Now the Dream Coil is going to come in to test the fate. They'll be able to get the kill on the Razor. Now another follow-up arrow onto ZXC, I believe. And he'll fall as well. 3 heroes dead on the side of Dream Team 168. And that backstab they planned completely backfired in the middle lane.
Oh my god, this was snowball from hell, but still, like, they couldn't do anything with it. And even in the chrono, there were just too many illusions, like the defensive disruption, all the creeps whatsoever. Like, ZXC had no idea who is who in that chrono. What a fight, what a turnaround. 8-5 now for TCN, and, well, the first tower went down. That was not denied. It was here, the tier 1 in the mid, but wow, what a fight. This was some amazing clash.
Yeah, and with that, a lot of big items being picked up by Seed Nullas. They have the mech on the Chen as well as the arcane boots. Mirana picks up her drums. Tidehunter gets his Blink Dagger finish and has the Ravage available, so Seed Nullas can start going for more.
Yep, but more crucial would be the dagger on Warren. Like, he's still looking for it. Now he's buying a TP, being even further away. So the Tide Hunter, of course, having that Blink Dagger is really nice, but I don't know, you want to have that double blink. You want to have the Ravage Dream Coil, Waning Rift combination, because if you get an awesome Dream Coil or Ravage off, like with many targets next to
down
each
the
other,
bottom, Blink, and they're going to get the, Ravage onto 2 with the follow-up arrow. They're going to be able to get the Vengeful Spirit. Now ZXC in a full retreat. We'll use the Time Walk. Should be able to get out safely with the Ice Path securing his backing off in the bottom lane. They'll be able to get the Vengeful Spirit, which is nice for them. But Ravage for Vengeful Spirit, not sure if that's the best trade. In the meantime, however, they do get the tier 1 tower with all the Chen's creeps pushing in.
Yep.
So across the map, Seed Nullas get a good trade.
Yeah, I also love the combination that Chen went for here, but oh, Razor, he was seen by the Mirana. Is there an arrow? Yeah, there is an arrow, but this one is not even close whatsoever. With the Blink Dagger, also no slow. But I definitely like the Chen combination he has, because it's everything you need. You have the Ensnare directly into the stun, plus of course the Thunderclap on top of it, which is damage, as well as of course the attack speed reduction, and I think, yeah, it's movement speed as well, right? Yeah, it's move 25% and the attack slow. So it's the best. This is pretty much the best combination you can get if you're like a ganking Chen. I mean, now they're pushing towers. Of course, there he has the troll summoner. The skeletons actually helping out with it. Unfortunately, they don't have anything else that's like damage boosting, like the Alpha Wolf, because it's quite significant. If you watch games, for example, where you have like 6 skeletons or so summoned, they get Howl, or they get Vladimirs, or they get anything else, anything that boosts damage. It's quite significant, because those little buggers, they hit for a lot. On towers, that is, at least.
Yeah, definitely. Kix did back off for the Mice, and it looks like we're going to have some action on the top lane ZXC. They were looking for the disruption here, and it looks like he's going to get caught out way too aggressively from Void.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Puck is faking that he's going back, that he's like intimidated in the meantime, ZXC, but he has the Chrono.
Yes, the Blink Dagger is going to blink silence, no Chronosphere available, and they should be able to blow up ZXC. Stop walking there for a little bit longer, and yeah, just going to be completely blown up. Nothing you can do there. 4 heroes collapsing on top of you. Tusk is hanging around. We'll get a little bit of counter push, but he's going to be dream pulled up. The snowball going to land, and also an arrow going to fall into Zondar. Silence going to be a low miss time. Now they're going out of the Chen. Rana ultimate has been deployed. Dust also thrown out. Chen heal is going to kill all of his allies, and now they're looking for more. Razor with the ultimate. He has vision of the Chen, and Chen falling very quickly. Magic missile mechanism coming out. Chen is still fairly tanky, but eventually will fall down.
Yeah, and these ice shards actually... Oh,
another snowball. They're just cleaning up the poor Chen army.
Wow, look at this. So much hate on those Chen Craves. But, I mean, in the meantime, the Titan was farming. With him there and the Ravage, I think that fight might have turned around. But, well, it is 1 kill for DT. They defended their tower. The tower just, yeah, 25% loss pretty much on the tower HP. But still, TCN... definitely looking better than in the last game, absolutely. I mean, this time the team play is actually coming out exactly what they need, especially that play, getting the Void there was a very important kill, because the Void is not too happy. I mean, he has like, what, the point booster now? I mean, he's the utility Void, so we don't see crazy damage items coming out by him anyway. He's rushing that Arcanum Scepter, but, oh, I think we have to look top. Mirana.
Well, they're going to get vision with the plasma field. She has to leap, and well, Ice Shard's going to not be on the mark, just nod the distance and leap TP away from Mirana.
Yep.
We'll be just fine.
And you really have to be careful with those TPs. You really have to be out of vision or in the trees, etc. Because as long as there's a Walrus Punch on the pitch, you cannot get away. It's a very annoying ability, especially for those heroes who rely on that BKB TP out. It will still interrupt you regardless of the BKB.
Down bottom, blink forward by the Tidehunter has the Ravage. He's trying to cancel cast it to get ZXC to react in any way. But Arise not going to throw it out, and in the bottom, nothing going to happen.
No, it's really just 4 from back, like baiting out some stuff. But I mean, the Faceless Void would also not be too impressed by, I don't know, that time loss being out. It's just a 90 mana ability. Now there's a huge creep wave coming in. This is like a double creep wave plus a catapult. Nobody's farming it, and look, Warren is already saying like, hey guys, if you want farm, go there.
Yeah. Well, let's see. A fairly large group up coming out from Seed Nullis. They're trying to push down, but with all of the tier 1 towers already out of the game, they don't really have the easiest place to push up, and well, let's see. Mirana, she's farming towards the late game with the later Midas. I'm not sure if we've talked about that before. I think we have. But working towards that Desolator now, and she will pick up a little bit more damage than the side of Dream Team 168, especially with this Faceless Void working towards that Aghanim Scepter first.
Let's see if this is a Desolator. Like, it could be still a Maelstrom, it could be still a BKB, but I vote for Maelstrom or a BKB. I don't think this is Desolator. That I would really be surprised about the Desolator here.
Fair enough. I think it is going to be a Maelstrom usually. Yeah, it's probably a Maelstrom, to be honest. Let's see. Up in the top lane, Blurman pushing out very aggressively with the rest of Seed Nullis down in top. He's feeling fairly confident. Mirana is back, and I'm not sure if Seed Nullis will be able to go for any more. They're TPing back. Disruption going on to the Tuskar bash onto that Cobalt creep, and now they're looking for more. Purge going the way of the Faceless Void, blinking from the puck. He's only going to get the Dream Coil onto one. The Snowball Walrus Punch going the way of the puck, and now the Ravage going to catch out a lot of heroes. Dust being deployed by PGG, blink forward by the Tidehunter. Not going to be able to get the body box. Well, he should be able to take down here. The Urn Charge will be enough. PGG will fall in the end. And, well, 2 kills as well as the tower going the way of Signals. Let's see if they're going to be able to get out safely. They're looking for more Blinken with the puck, as well as the Tidehunter. They're going to be able to silence up Afterlife, as well as the Shakiro. They're looking for a 4-step forward by the Tidehunter. He's being stunned up. Follow-up side coming up to the Shakiro. Still looking for Afterlife. They have vision. One more Anchor Smash will be enough. But Afterlife, or Rise, excuse me, a little bit too deep here, getting a lot of his damage stolen. It looks like they'll just back off after this.
He pretty much gets all of his damage stolen, but of course the Racer can't really do anything with it now. He's just fishing with a plasma field for something, but oh, now the right clicks? No, not too impressive actually. I thought like there's more coming out. This is also just a level 3 static link, and well, this is still a fight definitely going in favor for TCN. And they're ready to go again. They just have to, I don't know, regions and mana. That's the biggest problem at the moment for them. With mana they could have gone for more, but then again, of course, DT, they all respawned. And yeah, I guess it's time to just fall back. Quick finding some farm here on that carrier Rana. It is a Maelstrom, he just finished it. And well, let's see. I mean, at the moment, it really might look like a 1-1. But don't count DT out here, because there's so much teamfight potential still in them just by the chrono. One good chrono and that macro pyre on top of it. Let's see. It can turn really badly and really fast for TCN, regardless of how well the game was before.
Yeah. Well, Arise hanging out a little bit aggressively in the middle lane will bottle himself up an invisibility rune. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make anything happen with this. Just going to farm up a little bit of an ancient stack that he's made for himself. I'm not sure who's been stacking this, but with that gold Tidehunter we'll be able to pick up a little bit. Actually, he's going to completely back off. Not enough mana to keep on spamming out those Anchor Smash, just going to weaken it up.
He could use the bottle, but he doesn't want to. I guess he wants to keep that invisibility rune for a potential next fight. He's buying probably a TP, going somewhere, maybe ZXC is a new target. The problem is they lost all that tier 1 towers, so the TP platforms are gone pretty much. But let's see. There is, yep, a Rise set. Let's go for that Void. He has the time lapse as well as the chrono, of course, but with the Blink Dagger initiation, sure, why not? Invisibility rune is popped.
And Chen Creeps are going to force that forward with the Centaur, get the nice net, and now they're going to follow up with the Ravage. A little bit overlap, not trying to get ZXC alive, but with the Chronosphere as well as the Time Monkey. He's going to try to get out Puck. Will he be able to chase this down? He's going to jaunt the orb. One more auto attack, not going to be backtracked by the Faceless Void, and they'll be able to secure that kill.
Wow. Wow. That Warren's timing was like, wow. Just a second later he would have not gotten that Void. If he would have hidden somewhere, like finding him would have been very, very hard. But yeah, in the meantime, at least the Chakira will, I guess, get one liquid fire on the tower, what a good Chakira does. No.
They're going to go on to Kicks. He just hung around too much with the Walrus Punch, so he'll be able to get that kill. And Tusk gets the killing spree in the end. Disruption going the way of PGG. Now we have Warren coming in. He's trying to get the silence off. They'll be able to silence up Chakira, but everybody walked into that ice path there. And while Dreamcoil is spent on the Tusk, he's going to try to TP out, and it looks like PGG will be able to make it out to safety. No other way to cancel that on the puck, and everybody's...
They wanted to be greedy. They wanted both. That's why Warren used the Dream Coil on one and then went for the Chakiro. But I don't know. Quick's that play was very questionable. Like being low HP next to a Chakiro, next to a Snowball. Like he was almost melee to the husk, to the Tusk. That means like almost instant stun there, and the Walrus Punch, of course. And all that time you can't use sleep, and well, I don't know. He died by damage over time in the leap animation even. Now top this tower, it's gonna fall before they can deny it. Bad timing, very unfortunate.
Yeah, well, at least for now, I don't know. Still could be anybody's game, just waiting for a couple more items to come out, I believe, until we see the next couple of team fights.
And I think we're gonna see a smoke fairly soon, or no. They have a smoke, they are at the secret shop, and there we go, there. But look at this ward. This is a $1 million ward. It's scouted out everything. They know it exactly, but Chen, don't make me sad, please. Oh god, Chen, run for your life. Because there is a swap, it's level 2. The range, well, the Vengeful Spear, like, oh my god.
Oh, 4-step forward coming out from the Shadow Demon. They're going to get the Disruption, arrow to follow up. It's going to land onto poor Afterlife there, and that Smoke Ink going to turn around into a gimme for Team Seed, no less.
Yep, absolutely. That's 100 gold spent for feeding a Vengeful Spirit. That's definitely not what you want with the Smoking. Now there's also gonna be some, yep, D-warding coming out. This is a fresh ward. Didn't even survive about 10 seconds, and maybe they go for ZXC. Time walk somewhere in.
Oh, they're looking. They
interrupted.
dropped the Ravage now with the Vision Arrow to fly. It's going to land on ZXC there, and he's completely dead. Locked into place. Dream Coil spent for good measure. Not sure if that was really worth it, but either way,
What
got
was
the
this Dream
Faceless
Coil
Void.
for?
I'm not sure.
Like
to be
seriously,
honest,
what was the stream coil for? Like he TP'd before. I don't know if Warren saw that. Maybe he thought like, oh, maybe he's trying to TP now and they lose vision or something. But I don't know. The arrow hit and it was really just about right clicks. I guess he just wanted to make sure. And I mean, with the void down and everything, there won't be any rotations on this tier 2 tower. They used the cliff for it, but I don't know really why, because it's going down anyway. It's just stalling some time. And
in the middle lane, they're looking for PGG, 4-step forward from the Tidehunter. He's looking for more. Oh, leap forward from the Rana. They should be able to clean up Zonder here, and it looks like they will. He's going to turn around for the Liquid Fire before he dies, but in fact he will. They were able to TP out with PGG, I believe, and he's back in the base safely.
Yep, I don't know, like those plays by DT at the moment, they seem quite desperate. Like everybody's alone, like the smokings and everything, they get turned around. It's, I don't know, I think they lose too much. I think they would even do quite well if they would go for 5-man dodo instead of like getting caught out alone here, because the only thing they do is like here and there scratch to a tower, but this is not keeping you in the game. We have to look at the crafts. 26 minute here. It's 12k in experience for TCN, and they're farming very well and they keep going with that. When it comes to gold, well, it's not too overwhelming actually. Like what, 6k-ish, heading towards the 7.5 mark. I don't know, but let's see. DT maybe showing a life sign now with going Roshan. I mean, there's two people looking at Roshan, and Afterlife actually starts. Yep, they're going for this Roshan, but there is no lifesteal on the Faceless Void, so actually going for him. Okay, Roshan now being slowed here by the Frozen Sigil, and of course the random stuns on Roshan. I think they can do this pretty much uncontested. There will be some D-warning going on Sunder, but TCN just too far away to get this Roshan contested. So we are in the 27th minute, Roshan will go down uncontested.
Yeah, well, with an Aegis, maybe Dream Team 168 will be able to win a fight. I don't know. They need to find a full 5-on-5 engagement with the Agnum Scepters finished on the Faceless Void as well as the Razor, and they just haven't been able to do much with it. I don't know. It's nice to have your Aegis on the Razor as the Eye of the Storm does persist through death and continues zapping away.
Yeah. What I also don't like, by the way, is the fact that Arise is not farming his Ancient Stack. Right, his Ancient Stack is there for quite a while, and after this fight and everything, they're more busy in pushing. But the problem is, if you really lose a fight, then you might lose that stack to the enemy, and that's like a lot of course, work lost.
In the middle lane, Blow Your Brain going to be netted up. There's going to be an Ice Shard's Wool Block in the Tidehunter. He's going to throw the Dust away of Blow Your Brain. Now, coming from PGG, he's going to get the Walrus Punch off. A lot of damage being stolen by Blow Your Brain. He's going to be caught inside the Chronosphere, and no enemy heroes. That's just going to set up an arrow, and now the Ravage on the backline is going to catch out all 5 of the enemy heroes. Blow Your Brain going to be bursted down. That's the Aegis down. Now Gush onto Afterlife. They're focusing forward. Shen going to throw the heal for the rest of his buddies, and it looks like it's going to be end up being a full team wipe in the end. A lot of heroes very low. Razor has come back to life. Not sure if they're going to be able to catch him down. They do get the purge off, I believe, but they're not really chasing him fast enough, and Invisibility and Arrow's going to fly. We have detection. They have the sentry down placed earlier. Now PG is coming in very aggressively looking for his kill, and Kixie's not going to be able to find defensive disruption going to keep him alive, and then they're going to be able to clear PGG.
What? That disruption was perfect. Like, he already was in the animation of, like, you know, just punching him to death with a Warrior's Punch, so it would have at least been a 6-1 trade. But this way, TCN not losing a single hero. Like, combination of course, the Hand of God, the Mech, everything went through. The Urn also working their way. With the Shivas, everything super slow. The Macropyre, they stood so long in that Macropyre. Still, nothing really going down of TCN. Like, what an amazing fight. And I think this is pretty much like the last chance now for DT. They have to somehow miraculously go for an amazing fight when TCN is trying to go high ground. But as I said, like, I always warn, the game is not over till the chrono is cast and the team fight, you know, all the victims counted. Because this team fight, ZXC, he had a horrible chrono. Nobody was in there. He even held the Razor in place which was then, yeah, just the setup for the arrow. So actually this chrono was a typical 3-2-2 chrono. Absolutely. 3-2-2, it helped the enemy much more than it did yourself.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Chen picks up himself a full Scythe of Vice at 30 minutes, and wonderful farm for him after that last team fight. And while Dream Team 168 were looking for a smoke pickoff, but Seednolls were playing back too far for them to be able to find anybody out, and well, it's not going to be fruitful. I think they're just going to have to wait till the high ground push comes from Seednolls before they hope for the perfect Chronosphere initiation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's still something in for DT, as I said, with the chrono, but it's getting more and more less likely with each and every fight they lose here. All the pickups before, like the big fights being lost, but now maybe a life sign burn here.
Oh, they're going to get the swap onto the puck. He's face shifted, however, and they don't think they have enough follow-up. He's going to be able to get himself out to safety.
There's the blink dagger on PGG. He's trying to find him somewhere in the trees, but there was an instant phase shift just in case that ice shard, those ice shards were for him. But yep, they have to turn around, and TCN is coming with the entire army here now. 4 stuffs, face, like, yeah, they try to get some sort of arrow in, but weren't not in range for the Dreamcoil. The Dreamcoil would have bought them, of course, the time. And like, wow, look at this. Chen's army, 3 troll summoner. This is exactly what you need, I guess, if you want to go high ground. A lot of skeletons. Jesus, you can hold someone in place for how long? That's 1.5, so for 3.5 seconds if you channel it correctly with the troll summoners.
And now Seednoll is going to return with the smoke of their own. Everybody on the side of Dream Team 168, with the exception of Blurry Brain, is completely inside the base, and I don't think they'll be able to catch anybody out here. But if they do, that could be their ticket for the high ground push. Let's see. I don't know. PGG and ZXC are outside the base now, and they might get caught out here. This could be huge. They're going to time walk. They look for a chrono. He's completely going to whiff it.
What the hell?
Oh, and now Disruption coming out from the Shadow Demon. Will they be able to follow this up? It looks like they're just going to retreat after that. With no Chronosphere, however, I think Seednolls can go and initiate into this again.
Yeah.
Without Chrono, that's pretty much...
Yeah, you just talked about a ticket going high ground. This is it. This is it, and I'm not quoting Michael Jackson here. This is like, really, this is the high ground ticket they need. Like, no chrono, and, I mean, this chrono is down for 30 seconds. Of course, he has the Arcana Scepter, so only a 60 seconds cooldown, but nevertheless, just go in there.
The spam is coming out from PGG as well as from Blurry Brain to keep these creeps dead. I believe they cleaned up the skeleton army, or maybe it just timed out and they'll be able to summon a new one.
And look at
Ice
Twix's
shards.
item, by the way. Like,
Yeah,
he went
full
for
Scotty.
Scotty. Yeah, he went for goddamn Scotty. I don't really know why, but sure, why not?
If you can buy it, I mean, it's... go for it. I don't know, it's going to make him very tanky, and I'm not sure how useful this slow is really going to be. I don't know. It's okay.
Look at the skeletons. Poor skeleton army. It's like Walking Dead, but like everybody's just getting erased from the pitch here.
Well, with the Aghanim Scepter, Chronosphere is back online for the Faceless Void, so maybe Seednolls aren't going to find the window after all. Look at Arise trying to clean up this frozen sigil, just so annoying with the Tide Hunters.
It really is. For melee heroes to kill that frozen sigil, it's quite impossible unless you have a BKB on.
Well, maybe they'll be able to put some pressure on this tier 3 tower. I don't know, the creep wave is being cleaned up, mechanism forced out to keep these Dark Troll summoners alive. And for now, Dream Team 168 turtling it out.
And to be honest, I think they could go for some sort of slow siege, because Chen has that direct supply pretty much next to him. You know what I mean? He could really send those creeps in. They, I don't know, sooner or later maybe even Necro would have helped on any hero. So just get that tower slowly down. As soon as the tower protection is gone, then PGG can go in there. PGG, I say, Arise can go in there and just go for those Ravages. But then again, he didn't go for a Refresher. Like, I don't know, the Shivas and everything, it's a cool choice, but I would have liked, like, with the 4 stuff and with the Shiva's gold, he could have brought a Refresher, and that would have been very, very nice, of course, on or in their team fights. Just for the reason that, like, I don't see any BKBs yet on DT. There will be BKBs. There is a casual Orca Club on the Faceless Void, so maybe that's gonna be a BKB. And I think the Razor is the first candidate for a BKB. Yes, there it is. There we already saw the Mithril Hammer in the stash and the casual Orca Club in the inventory. Now he finished that entire thing into a BKB. But oh my god, Arise. Bad position.
Oh, time walk in. They're going to throw the Chronosphere. No, not coming out from ZXE. Eventually will after the Shiva's Guard. Do they have the follow-up for this? They're going to drop the Macro Pyram, Ice Shards. Tidehunter's still decently tanky. I don't think he'll be able to make out of this. And, well, with all of this follow-up coming out, with the Warrior's Punch as well as the Snowball, he's going to drop the Rapturous, and he's still alive. Now, Hand of God, blink away. It's not going to be there. Nice versus bash coming out from the Faceless Void. They're going to do the dust. Make sure that they can get a rise, but he's still standing fairly strong, forced after the low ground. And now Razor is there with loving arms, but Tidehunter's still alive. And now blink up to the high ground. He's going to get the Dream Coil onto 2 PGG as well as ZXC, and this fight's breaking out on a lot of different places. They're going to be able to get Blow Your Brain as well. Tidehunter is still alive. Chan is the only casualty on the side of Seed Nola's. Faceless Void getting dropped down, slowed down by the Scotty coming out from the Rana, and now they're focusing on the Shakiro. Disruption to cancel the TP coming out from him, and they'll be able to clean up yet another kill. PGG will be able to make it out. He's going to be stopped out by the Dark Troll Timers. Another net coming out. Snowball will delay things nicely, dodging that arrow. Where is he going? Towards these creep waves. He's going to die. No, he's actually going in to Warren, and now the silence going to be completely off the mark, and eventually Marana will be able to get PGG down.
He would have died either way. He had 6 HP when he blinked out there, and there was 1 stack Shadow Poison on him. That would have been a death, but I don't know what Arise ate here, but he has like, that was Popeye mode spinach on, I don't know. Okay, maybe some viewers are probably too young to understand that joke, but well, he survived like a boss. Like, I don't know, absolutely amazing.
Well, and with 4 heroes down on the side of Dream Team 168, it looks like we're going to have a first set of racks, and I don't really see them defending against this. Maybe they'll back off after the melee one, but I'm not sure what they'll be able to do to get Seed Nulls out of their base. They have Chronosphere coming off of cooldown, and I think Seed Nulls are just going to play it safe after cleaning up this first set of racks, but I don't know. The game is theirs.
Yeah, Roshan still takes a bit to spawn. Now Quix is actually scouting it out, leaping in there in the Roche pit. But yep, the first set of racks down, and it's looking good. This was not just a racks, this was also a fight that pretty much is the summary of how this game went so far. And it didn't went very well for... yeah, it didn't go very well for DT. I don't know, now Arise is even farming the stack on the enemy ancients. Oh, his own stack was actually farmed. Did he do that? Like, I didn't even see this ancient farm on their side, this triple stack, but I just assume he did.
Yeah, he has the finish refresher now, so, well, double Shivas, double Ravage, and this is going to be very scary coming out from the Tidehunter.
Yep, the only one who can do anything against it is at the moment the Razor with his BKB, and the problem is, I mean, he stole so much damage, they even had vision through the Moonlight Shadow, but he didn't get anything down. I mean, yeah, he got something down, but I mean, the typical Razor full leeched with damage from Static Link, just not working. Now, actually, we have a smoke attempt here, but Quix was a bit out of range. I don't know if that was planned, if he's like the bait. There is an arrow flying. What? Actually, ZXC should have been more careful there. The Mirana now showing on lane. Maybe that's a bait. Maybe I think that's a good one. Oh, but there's a nice observer ward coming out, but they didn't break the smoke. Maybe they want to go for... oh, there it
ZXC
is.
time walk in. He's not going to throw it to Chrono, but on the back lines, are we going to have initiation? Moonlight Shadow coming down. They don't have sentries on the ground. Blink, and they're going to get the Dream Pull on 2. Where's the Ravage follow-up? BKB coming up from Razor. Ravage only going to land on the Shakira, but it's not going to matter. They'll get that kill very quickly. Chronosphere on the back lines. Going to land on Kix, but he's just so tanky. He's not going to be able to get that kill. Refresher Ravage coming out from Tidehunter, going to land on 2 very important heroes. The second Shiva's also coming out ZXC. There's going to be a snowball to delay the death of PGG. He's going to throw the punch the way of the Chen, but Hand of God going to keep him alive. And now Razor, they'll be able to get that kill. PGG dies to the illusion orb, and now blink forward from the Tidehunter. He's going to get some nice backtracks coming out from ZXC to keep himself alive inside the base. Will they be able to dive him? And it looks like they're going to GG out before he dies. Oh, one more auto attack. All they need, and Puck will get it.
He made it the full. How does Icy say it? Full! Wait. Yeah. But either way, well played by TCN. Like, I can't say anything more. Like, it was really good. DT's setup with the Void just didn't work out, and without saying anything to ZXC, I have no idea what server that was on, if he had ping issues whatsoever, but his chronos were horrible. Like, that's just a fact. 2 chronos missed, and the last one he did in this game missed completely. Now, didn't miss anything, but only got the Mirana, but even the Mirana there with illusions, I don't know, it just didn't work out. This Void was completely useless, this fight. It really felt like just a bigger creep that does a funny blue spell. Either way, guys, this is a best of 3. 1-1 it is. So we go into game number 3. Let's see who actually wins this and gets into the Division 1 here of the JDL. My name is Heflamo, casting with me is Grandis. We take 2 minutes, and then we are back.
Yep, see you in a bit.